Good evening, everyone. How are you? Happy April to all Hope Dealers. And we have so much tonight, and you're going to get to hear from Amber Fry. And so I do not want to take 1 second away from her. So I'm going to jump right in with 3 quick little announcements. There are still no updates. I checked right before I got on here on when that soft launch date will be. And we're going to get to have the free signups all the way to that date. So we still don't know. I expect to see that date pop up there any minute. But for now, I'll just say every day that you can say to someone, today we know it's still free, might not be tomorrow, but that's, a great way to approach that. So I'm glad that Arvon is going so carefully into this new website with the soft launch. It will be so much better for us when it does go live to have these things worked out. And meanwhile, another day of free signups. Then very quickly about GTC registration, we're getting close. Can register through April 15th for the 49. After that, it's 89, except if you have registered as a brand new consultant April 1st or later, you don't have a cutoff date. It's 49 for you all the way through when it starts. And hopefully this will be the last time that we watch this virtually and we'll all be together. But I just want to say, I feel like most of you who I am looking at right here live have registered. But if you are on this or watching the replay and you're on the fence, do I do the 49? Do I want to watch this 4 hours, all that? It is not just for those who have huge, big goals in Arvon. It's not just for those who want to get to the VP levels. This is for every single consultant. If you want to grow your business even this much, this is for you. You will be so glad that you spent that time investing in yourself. And then next, we will have dates to share soon, not set yet, but we are working on holding an area manager VP retreat in the fall, thinking beach house. And if you listened, I'm glad I see happy faces, because if you listened to the last call, I said something different, didn't I? I said we were looking at having a district manager retreat in the fall. But we've talked about that a little more and believe that what we are going to do, not believe, like sort of what we are going to do is to have this be an area manager and VP retreat. And I don't want any of you to say anything out loud or write anything in the chat. But if you heard that switch from district retreat to area retreat, scribble down on a piece of paper what went through your head when I said that. Was it, that leaves me out? I would have been able to go if it had been a district retreat, but no way can I get to area. Or did you say, I am not going to miss this? Area manager, here I come. I'm doing this. Or maybe you were on a vague middle ground that said, well, I'm just now starting. I'm beginning my business this month. Can that happen? Or I've already been a consultant or district for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, haven't gotten to area yet. Maybe this is just not going to happen for me, but I guess I can try a little harder and maybe it will happen. I don't know what of all that is going through your head, but I encourage you to pick the one I said in the middle, the one that said, I will be there. I can do this. I am doing this, because I want to assure you that every single one of you on this call or watching the recording can get to area manager by October 1st. We're looking at October dates. It's 6 full months away, starting with April. If you can share the products in our 30 days with enough people each week to have a couple of orders that average 300, Arbonne doesn't count what happens in a week, it counts in a month, but we like to break it down and say, if there's a couple of orders of 300-ish, a little bit more than that each week, and you can show 2 others how to do what you're doing, and even one of those shows 1 more, that's what an area looks like. Or it could be, it's you plus 2 or 3, not you plus 20, not you plus 10 more working, but you and 2 or 3 who are working consistently like that. So please know that you can do this. And maybe we will just need to get 2 or 3 beach houses all in a row. I would love nothing more than to see every single one of you. And I wouldn't say that if it's not a very realistic, doable goal for every person. and reach out to your sponsor, to your area manager, to your RVP. We all want to help you break it down and see how you can do that. Okay, last week, this very much ties in. I talked about the importance of having a purpose that motivates you, because not everyone is motivated by the same thing. So you have to know what motivates you. And I shared that purpose was one of the 7 primary internal motivators given in this book that I'm reading. So I'm going to talk from the same book. And I said, I wish I had time to read all 7. And I thought, tonight I get to do 2 calls in a row. I get to go back and finish this thought. I cannot count how many times a district manager or area manager has asked me, what can I do to motivate my team? And we've asked as VPs, we've asked that many times as well. And we continue to ask that because we know that the choices that open up at the area manager level and at the VP levels, they are so worth the effort it takes to get there. I mean, Connolly, regional vice president, was able to not go back to her job in teaching after she promoted to area manager. There's a lot of choices right there at the area manager level that you can make. So there's a quote in the book from Zig Ziglar, if you recognize his name. He says, people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So motivation, it has to be something that you're daily motivated by. So let's think together about the difference between internal and external motivation. In this book, John Maxwell listed several deadly flaws, he called it, of external motivations. And I found them very thought-provoking because in the last 3 years, Arbonne has offered more external motivations than I think I saw in the almost 12 years before that. I mean, think back, I won't even name them all because there's more important things to do on this call, but, age well, water bottles, bags for this, cash bonus for promoting to district right now, cash bonus if you promote someone to district. I've offered prizes for the Level Up Challenge. Several of you got that. I had that blanket for the bingo challenge. Callie's glad I did an external motivator. I send the fizzy package to those who personally sponsor 10 every month. So you get the idea. These are all external motivators and they're short-lived. And so thinking of all of Arbonne's and mine added on top of it, listen to what he says is the downside to these external motivators, what he calls the carrots out there on the stick. They can extinguish intrinsic motivation, diminish performance, crush creativity, crowd out good behavior, encourage shortcuts and unethical behavior. They can become addictive. You're like, what's the next one? What are you offering next? And they can foster short-term thinking. Now, in case you're in a panic, I'm not saying I'm not going to offer more fun carrots on a stick, and the Fizzy 10 every month offer is not going to go away. I think some of these external motivators are fun, and I know you do too. And they can really serve to jumpstart momentum in your business. But the long-term answer for each of us is to know our internal motivations, so that tapping into the internal motivations is what becomes a habit, not asking, what's the next thing? What's the next carrot out there? But we want the habit to be looking inside at the internal motivators. So I'm going to read you the 7 that he believes are the primary internal motivators. And I might make a couple of comments to, give some clarity to what he's talking about on each one. If you don't get all these down, I'm going to post all 7 of them when I post the recording for this. But the first one was purpose, the one we talked about last week, how leaders want to do what we're created to do. When we know why we've been put on this earth, what we need to be doing, we don't need anyone to, to motivate us. Our purpose inspires us every day and helps us make a positive impact on our world. So purpose is what we talked about last time. The second one is autonomy. Leaders want the freedom to control their lives. Boy, right there, I get that one. Third, relationships. Leaders want to do things with other people. Don't need to say anything more about that to the Hope Dealers family. We love to do life together. Progress. Leaders want to experience personal and professional growth. Now, I did not get that one at the beginning. If you'd shown me this list, I would have gone, personal growth. But there was a quote in this book under that one that said, "You're not good enough to stay the same." And I'm like, that is so true. I may be so much better than when I started, but I'm not good enough to stay the same. So progress is one of those. Mastery is number 5. Leaders want to excel at their work, try to consistently exceed expectations. Just a quick example that's coming to me as I'm looking at all of your faces. Kelly, just a day or two ago, said that because she just earned her Fizzy 10 for the third time, that's sponsoring the 10. And she said this is now her goal every month for herself. That's that consistently exceeding expectations, try to do more than what's expected. And number 6 is recognition. Leaders want others to appreciate their accomplishments. I loved, some of you will remember that Rita Davenport would say, people work harder for praises than raises. Don't underestimate when you think, oh, this person probably doesn't care that much about recognition. I think I was telling Amber Fry in a conversation this week, I can't believe I'm going to say it to all of you, but at the age of 50, I can remember being on those early calls with Lynn, and I was recognized for different things every single week. And it was a phone call, not a Zoom back then. And I kid you not, when she got to recognition, I would walk in the den where Jeff was, make him mute the TV and say, it probably wasn't a cell phone, it was probably a landline, and say, I want you to listen to this. What'd you think? Hold on. I am perfectly healthy. I think I've just been talking too much today. But anyway, don't think that anyone does not love recognition. I not only wanted to hear my name on that call, I wanted him to hear my name on that call. So recognition was number 6. And the last one, what do you think might be, Fran, what do you think that I might have left out? What could be another motivator? It's money. Leaders want to be financially secure. And I loved this next quote in the book. There are many things more important than money, and they all cost money. Does that not hit? There's all those things that we say. We want time with our family. We want experiences. We want travel with our family. We want to be able to have choices of how we spend our day. Well, all of that costs money to make those really good choices happen. I know I've shared several times in opportunity presentations how there are 3 primary reasons to earn an income. The first one is to survive, to pay the bills, cover the basics. The second one is to save, which is going beyond that survival and expanding your life. And the third one is to serve, to really make a contribution to the world. And I value Arbonne for taking us out of survive onto save, and then on into serve, where I know that I've been able to give generously and will continue to really make a difference in a corner of my world. So after the call tonight or tomorrow morning, if your brain is done like mine is at 9 o'clock when we finish these, take that list of 7, and again, I'll post it in there, and write a 1 through 5 by each one. Now, this is not ranking these 7. Each one of these gets a 1 through 5. Put a 1 there if that one is not a big motivator for you, not a significant motivator. 2 if it is a little, you kind of get this. 5 if this one is one of your strong motivators. Just take a look, and you know what? Share that with anyone in your upline. It's helpful for us as we get to know you to know what it is that are, or what those things are that are your, 4s and 5s, your strongest motivators in there. The more of these that inspire you, it's okay. And it's a good thing if you're putting down 4s and 5s for all of them, because the more of those that inspire a person, the higher the odds are that person will stay motivated. The more reasons we have to keep going forward, the better the chance we'll keep going, even when we face difficulties. And really, all 7 of these, I would say, get a 4 or 5 in my book. I am motivated by each one of them. So speaking of one of them being recognition, we are going to move into that. Rihanna, where's Rihanna? Area manager,
Right here.
Rihanna Peasy. There she is. I knew I saw you earlier. Is going to read the recognition for us, and then I'm going to interview Amber Fry and ask her some questions about the success that she's having with her Facebook parties. You saw that last month, Amber sponsored 34 new preferred clients. I believe they all came from Facebook parties. You're going to see on recognition that this month she followed last month with 26. So add those two numbers together. That is 60, which averages to be one preferred client a day for 2 months running. That is amazing. Work ethic of gold, smart. My pen and paper are right here to be taking notes from Amber as well. And so I'm going to drink water while Rihanna's reading recognition. I apologize. Let me share the screen and get water. And
I think too, like when you were saying, Dina, today in our Voxer thread, can you hear me okay? Because I'm on like motel Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi in the house isn't working. It got me so inspired to like book a bunch of, and I booked 2 parties. I was so happy.
that is awesome. Hold on, this came up.
You're like raising the bar, Amber, beyond belief.
There we go. Okay. Ready,
Okay.
Rihanna?
I'm ready. You just keep on going.
Okay.
So these are in qualification for district manager: Samantha Shaw, sponsored by Fran Babishak; Caitlin Tam, sponsored by Kayla Henson; Sarah Ferguson, sponsored by Katrina Legowan; Olga Volk, sponsored by Amber Fry; Kimberly Hartless, sponsored by Katrina Legowan. Am I saying that right? Legowan.
Yeah. Just roll.
Cynthia Robert, sponsored by Becca Carr; Mary Claire Greets, sponsored by Fran Babishak; Lauren Briggs, sponsored by Samantha Thacker; Carly Wolfalk, sponsored by Janet Benson; Esther Ibarra, sponsored by Rachel Campfield; Liza Wittonis, coming in hot, sponsored by Amber Lillystrom.
Whoa.
And these are, you want to do, for area manager qualification, Ashley Powell, still in qual, Rachel Campfield. So exciting.
My pages will not turn. There we go.
Oh.
Is that right?
And these are the Achiever Awards. So we have the Consultant Award is Cynthia Raber, Samantha Shaw, and then who got their District Manager Achiever Award: Amber Fry, Janet Benson, Becca Carr, Conley Stewart, Fran Babishak, Amber Lillystrom, and MVP Dina Kretzer. And then the Area Manager Achiever Award is Amber Fry, Rachel Camfield with sidekick Rosie, and Dina Kretzer. And this is the honor roll for personally changing lives. So I just wanted to make sure everyone's seeing that title. So this is enrolling 5 or more preferred clients. Amber Fry, 26. Callie Fako, she got her Fizzyton. Connolly Stewart, Janet Benson, Fran Babishak, Amber Lillystrom, Samantha Shaw. 10 or more, you get that Fizzyton. And I wish they just would put that back in the shopping cart. Everybody. Jobs in changing lives, top in changing lives, Central District and Central Area. Amber Fry, hang on, Aldo, gotta call you later. Amber Fry, Fran Babishak, Kelly Fako, and then top area, Amber Fry, Dina Kretzer, Rachel Campfield. Good job, ladies.
One more.
And then one more. So this is just top in personal sales and perfect brick. We love the perfect brick. This is like what we go for every year, every month. Top personal sales, Amber Fry, Katrina, and Fran. And then perfect brick was Amber Fry, Callie, Connolly, Janet, Fran, Amber, and Samantha. And 5 new had the little star.
Right? Thank you so much, Rihanna. Thank you. And congrats, everyone. And wait, you all were on there. Yeah. Okay. And congrats to all of you too, whose names were not on there, but also had real wins that maybe not, it falls into one of those categories, but maybe you took some steps this month to grow personally, to connect with some new people, to do something for your business every day towards changing lives. So Amber, you are up next. Unmute, girlfriend, because we all want to learn from you. We asked all the area managers to write in questions that they had for you. So I'm just going to start, and we're going to get as many of these in as we possibly can. For one, everyone wants to know, how are you getting so many bookings from your current parties? You're already in a party and you're getting parties booked from parties, and take off.
Well, I want them, first of all. So I'm really motivated to find at least 2. I don't know if you guys use that tracker for your Facebook parties, but I love that because I do write down my goals. I feel like when I write down my goals and I'm looking for 2 parties, I book 2 parties. If I'm looking for 3, I book 3. I'm really motivated. Not that that doesn't change, but I will say 2 tips I would say is ask everybody, even the quiet mice people in there that say nothing, like still ask them. You cannot, we've learned from the very beginning, from the first moment that you started Arbonne, not to assume. Don't assume people don't want to do a Facebook party. Actually assume the opposite. Assume that they really want to do one. I look at everybody like, you're going to do a Facebook party, you're going to do a Facebook party, you're going to do one. And I just ask, I make it easy. I will say I probably make it easy to say yes, and that comes through my tone of voice, my excitement. And then also you can use all kinds of tools in your toolbox to say, hey, I was talking to, say the host is named Susan. I was talking to Susan this morning, and, as we're kind of wrapping up the party, we're looking for 2 people to host. Kind of, you can loop her in. Who cares? But we're looking for 2 people. I think I might have found one, but I wondered if you would be the other one. She gets a free box of fizz, but really it's more for you. Like, it's so simple. It's easy peasy. I would love to do this. It would be another way for us to get to know each other better. I throw in all kinds of things. Just text me back, interested if you are. And, I just make it easy. So another trick that I have found when I felt like a little stale, and I know some of us who have been really just plugging in with these Facebook parties with booking, we've gone through seasons, we've gone through a month where we're having a hard time booking. If you're there, this is the way I look at it. I'm not looking at just now. I'm looking at my future business. I'm looking at months in advance. I'm also looking at, like, I'm 7 months pregnant and I'm like, oh God, I got to get some business before I'm like not doing business. I'm like all in baby land. So for me to look at somebody and say, I know she wants to do the 30 days. She's really interactive in here. I've also stalked her Facebook. She looks like she has a lot of friends. Why not pitch to her, hey, keep this on the down low, but I know you want to do the 30 days. Would you be open to hosting? And I would gift you the 30 days at 50% off. I have totally done this. I hope this is okay that I'm saying this, Dina, but what I'm saying here is that to her is, here's the perk. Keep this on the down low, hush, hush. I'm not offering this to everybody. So then she kind of feels special, but I want to meet her 10, 30 friends. I don't care that she has my discount. And that's how I've booked some of my biggest parties that I've had. And if you have to do it, do it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of sacrifice. Like, I'm not thinking, okay, I'm going to make, $45, $50, whatever, off of this 30 day. I'm thinking I'm going to get the QV, and she's going to sign up as a PC and contribute to this party and book one for me. So you may have some luck there. That's been really helpful for me. Just as people, people don't know me yet. And so that's kind of a way for me to gift them, and then I get what I want.
Wow, Amber, I love that. Thank you. One person wrote in, if you really do keep your parties to 15 minutes, are you getting this done in a 15-ish? Jeff calls them Dina minutes, because a Dina minute is much longer than one on the clock. He actually calls them Deanie minutes, but please do not call me Deanie. But anyway, are these Deanie minutes, or are these like real 15 minutes, Amber?
Well, Deanie,
no, I think that's so dangerous to say this.
I think I have probably, since doing them since last April or whenever I jumped in, maybe have had two that have been 14 or 15 minutes. And what I found is that, like, why am I putting the pressure on myself? I do want to keep it short because I know that if it's too long, we know people are not going to watch a 30-minute video or 20 minutes, but I still want to feel like I can bring life into the party and have fun. So if I feel like there's people interacting and I'm spending a couple more minutes and there's a lot of people on the live, I'm perfectly fine going over. If there's nobody watching, I'm in and out and I'm right into conversations. And I realized this was not a good time to have a party, like a good day or good time. And, I'm going to figure out another way to connect with people. But no, I'm not. And I'm not going to get on my case. Again, this is like my business. If I want to go a little over, there's no rules here. But I have gone over and I realized people are not watching the live. And sometimes I just have to do well, if you're not going to watch it, let me do a recap in this voice text and then fill out this wellness profile. So sometimes that helps. Yeah.
Thank you. That just leads me right into the next question I wanted to ask. Tell everyone how you're using that wellness profile, because I know some of us have experimented from sending it out ahead, or sending it out one-on-one, posting it. Tell us, we want to know how you do it.
I definitely have not posted it. I've not tried that. And I've only sent it to a couple people who have said, I joined, but I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm in this party, but I'm just here to support. Well, if you're not going to be on the live and you probably are not going to watch the replay, do you mind filling out this wellness profile? I've done that beforehand. But what I use that is as a tool to I kind of look at my parties as like super, I don't know, I call them hot, warm, and cold. Like for me, as I'm like looking at my parties afterwards, the ones that were on the live commenting, text me or message me. Like those are the people I go to first. Even if they know what they want, I still have them fill out the wellness profile because it gives me an idea of how I can serve them in the future, how I can gift them with a free gift, how I can even come up with a customizable bundle. Because some people get like, people are strange. I don't know. They like, you're kind of like working through all kinds of personalities. That's what this business is. And so even if they say, I've had people say like, I want the green gut glow. And then their whole profile is screaming skincare. And so that's helpful for me because if they decide not to do the green gut glow, I have some backup. That wellness profile is really helpful for me, but really I use it for psychology. They are thinking as they're checking this, and Dina, I know like we did this in parties while they're checking it, they're like, I need Arbonne, like that's what the wellness profile is. It's just confirming they need this stuff. So I use it for that reason. I send it to everybody just so they are convinced again that they need to order Arbonne.
I love that. Thank you. Gosh, I've got so many questions here that people have written. Outside of the parties, how are you getting them booked? And we heard you say how you're getting booked once you're in the party, but just a conversation out there. Well, I'll combine it with someone else's question that said, who are you asking? Is this a current preferred client, someone who's looking at the business? I know it's all of them, so just pick some different examples.
Someone on my team asked me that today, and it really was, everybody. The same way that I look at everybody needs Arbonne in some kind of way, whether it's products or something, I just think everybody would love it. And, I still think that Facebook parties, I ask everybody. So I'll just go down the list, inactive consultants, preferred clients, people I've shared samples with, people I've even messaged on Instagram or have shown some interest in some kind of way. Literally every connection that I have, young, old. I have asked 2 dudes to host and they have not done it yet. But, I can book a party with a guy. I know I can. I just haven't even tried very hard. But that goes to my point. I'm trying hard. I want to book a party. If you really want to do it, you're going to book. And so like, if you've only asked a couple people and that's where you stop, like you just don't want it enough, so like, just keep asking, and, pull some things out of your hat. Again, like you can offer your discount, you can offer, say this would be a huge favor. Like, I know I'm asking a lot, but I promise I'll make it easy. I've had to pull a couple legs, for people who like would never do a Facebook party. And these are people I know, and they loved it. Like, they couldn't believe how awesome it was. They just thought it was so much fun. So just ask everybody you know. That's a lot of people.
I love that. Another of the questions that came in, we always say that if you order during the next 48 hours, that's another question. Do you ever extend it? Which I think you do. So answer that question in this. But we always say, well, I have a free product for you as my thank you to you. What are you sending out? And tell about extending the party.
So extending the party, I never tell the host or the guest that I'm extending it until the day of that I'm supposed to be closing the party. Or maybe I've had some of those weird parties where like nobody was on live, and then the host, I don't know, got caught up with work, and then like nobody's messaging me, and I'm not assuming anything except for they're busy, like I'm busy. And you know what? I bet I could at least get one preferred client if I extend this through the weekend. I mean, I'm going to just try to get everything I possibly can. So a lot of times I'm just messaging the host and saying, instead of, and I know I was sharing this with somebody today, instead of saying like, wow, your party's terrible, I'm saying, hey, I think, if we extended this, I wanted to ask your opinion, but if you're okay with me extending it through the weekend, I actually think we could have a really awesome party, but I may need your help. Do you mind tag teaming this with me? So what I'm doing there is I'm just asking her if I can extend it. And I do a little post, parties extended. I know people are still trying to figure out what they want. I always say that. I mean, really, sometimes even nobody's commented or messaged me. People are still trying to figure out what they want. And the host and I are gifting you extension through the weekend. This still is like free gifts, free, a free product with a purchase, and, all of that. And you'll see people like it, or it does, the more you post, the more you're kind of seeing who's engaged and stuff. It helps. I don't know if I ever keep it 48 hours. I mean, I've done some, but most of the time I'll extend it at least one day, if not through the weekend. People are busy, and sometimes the weekend is the only time they have time to watch it. So that works. And then what was your other question, Dina? And sorry, we're going over time.
Oh, gifts. What are you giving out to those who place orders?
So this is your business, and I just want to say, like, do what makes you comfortable. And when I'm like launching a new consultant, I realize, that I want nobody to like, break the bank by any means. But if you really look at this, freebies, like if you're offering a free gift, I am kind of under the mindset of giving them the farm. Again, I'm looking future. If I can get more people hooked on more products, which has happened with these Facebook parties, which I have bigger purchases and bigger clients than I've ever had that are reordering, that are falling in love with almost everything Arbonne. And now they're like a consumer like I am. They have all Arbonne in their house. So if I can get them on more product, I don't care that maybe I'm only making a little bit, because I think the turnaround for me is worth it. You can do whatever you want with your business, but let's just say, for example, you have somebody that orders a $250 order. If you are just a consultant and you're not even making commission, you're making like $37.50. Can you gift them a box of fit shoes? Could you gift them a mascara? Could you get them, could you gift them something that's kind of smart? Like, think smart. If they're not using the makeup yet and they're just really interested in nutrition, I was telling Jamie today, I was like, give them 3 options of something that you feel like you're not going to be like spending a ton of money, but like gift them something. If you feel like you just want to do a facial sheet mask and a water bottle, please know that that's okay too. I think some people have been like, you don't have to do that. I've had some people say that, like, you don't have to gift me anything. And I'm like, no, I want to, but like, then they feel like all these good feelings toward, they're going to be my client forever. They're locked in forever. They're never going to ever change consultants. Right? No. But even if you have a 150 order, you're still making like $22 and 50 cents as a consultant, not even counting overrides if you are in different levels of the business. So I think, again, you can gift them something generous, like if you want to. And obviously way more if you're doing build for more. And so I do more than a face mask. Get creative. You know, I sometimes say, well, okay, now for the gift from me. I save that to the end. I don't ever tell anybody what I'm going to gift them. Would you like a bag of Fit Chews? They're awesome for this reason. Some mascara, it's the bomb, or a 10-pack of protein. And they get to pick, you know, let them have fun with it, you know, and they just feel so happy about that. So
Everyone loves to get free stuff. So yes,
yeah.
and a gift. I love that for that to be at the very end. And again, you all can just pick what do you have, you know, that is extra, or, you know, you can control what that is. You can control the budget for it. But I found in my business always being generous is it comes back, even though that's not the intent at the beginning at all. But the more generous I am, you know, the clients are loyal, they refer, they stay with you. And you can never outgive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just say one more thing? And
Yeah.
I've heard this a little bit, just, you know, or I've seen it within my team, and I saw it in my own business with these Facebook parties, is that I just don't want you to feel discouraged if you've had like a few Facebook parties where you don't feel confident, or maybe they've been total busts, because it makes me think about when, you know, I've heard some calls like, you know, like, or what if you ask like 99 people to take a look at the business, but the 100th one is going to be your national vice president? You know, you have to think about like bigger picture with these kind of Facebook parties, because if I had looked at my first couple or even the first couple months of doing these, I would be like, oh gosh, you know, like I'm learning and people are weird sometimes, and then they don't order, and then you get frustrated. I would just encourage you to look into just committing to perfecting this, because I counted since I started doing Facebook parties, I have 161 new preferred clients that ordered over $150 since I started doing them. And I've never had that type of business ever since I started my business. And I've been committed. I've been consistent. And it's just because of Facebook parties. And so like, if you hate Facebook, it's okay, because I did too. If you feel like scared or nervous, or you feel like insecure, it's okay. I did too. Like, just have fun. Somebody asked, how do you have fun with these Facebook parties? And like, act like you're in a room full of people and you were just like having so much fun. Like, just fake it if you have to, you know, like I was doing them even when I was my first trimester, throwing up in the bathroom. I'd come in and do a Facebook party and then go back and lay back in bed, you know, like, but I had to put on a happy, fun face and like have good lighting. Make sure your hair looks, you know, presentable. You look like you are a person that they would want to hang out with, you know. You're kind of selling yourself a little bit here. But that's my last tip.
Wow, Amber, I could listen to you for another hour. That was awesome. I know if you can read the chat and see all of the comments in there, and I so appreciate your doing this. I can see why you have such success with these parties. And it's something that you're making us all know, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And that keeping on going. And I was sharing with Fran this morning, I had one of the first people that I ever asked to try an RE9 set nearly 15 years ago. Will be in the summer, it will be 15. And when I went to pick it up, and she said, oh, I only used it like 2 days. Okay, she'd had it a week. And she said, after 2 days, when I went in the office, I told people I was trying something new and asked what they thought. And they said, we think you look older. Now, who looks older after 2 days of trying RE9? I can strangle those coworkers if I ever meet them. And so she did not want it because her coworkers told her she looked older. I mean, she probably was dehydrated or something. It was not the RE9, but she did not order. All this time, we see each other every day out walking our dogs. We say hello, we talk. Do you know that at end of March, one day she said, you know what? I need to talk to you about skincare 14 and a half years later. And I need to do something with my skin. She finally became a preferred client and ordered Age Well and a bunch of other things at the end of the month. So, don't let, when you're new, and I was new when that happened. And don't let things like that get in your head and think, oh my goodness, this is how it's always going to be when I give out a sample. Like Amber was saying, if she had, Facebook parties that people did not do anything with, that doesn't mean, that was the parallel I was drawing there. You get a negative response. Don't let that mean anything, because it can come back to be something very positive later. So thank you, Amber. To wrap up, a quick quote down here from Tom Barrett, from Dare to Dream. And he writes about when people stop, when they give up on their dreams, when they pull back, or we always talk about leaning back when things get hard rather than leaning in. And he says, they balked when their dream required discipline, their expectations required effort, and their desired future required daily focus. And I just thought that was so insightful. They balked when their dream required discipline, expectations required effort, and the desired future required daily focus. Because a dream wished for is different than a dream worked for. Successful people are not successful by luck. They're successful because of focus, which is not a gift or a talent. It's a decision. And I thought that just tied so well back to knowing what motivates us, because it's a lot easier to choose focus when we are motivated, and motivated internally. There might be a little extra, external something going on out there, but I just want to encourage you again to take those 7 primary motivators, take a look, and try to really discern what motivates you, what makes up your purpose, because it's a lot easier not to get discouraged, to give up when we don't get the responses we want, when we're motivated, when we're focused, or we know where we're going, and we're okay that it requires discipline and work. And Amber Fry, that was such an example of your dreams requiring discipline, expectations requiring effort, and you had to stay focused to keep doing this in the midst of a pregnancy. But anyway, thank you all. My goodness, we ran over, but thank you so much, Amber. And thank you all for hanging in there and a little bit extra time tonight. Register for GTC, and I love each one of you. Good night.